How's it going? My name is Jumpy. Today I'm going to talk about the 2025 movie Until Dawn. The day I uploaded this video is the 1 year anniversary of the film's release. It was based on a video game that I know nothing about. I was excited to see it because it was directed by David F. Sandberg, who previously did Lights Out and Annabelle Creation, both of which I enjoyed. Until Dawn is about five friends: Clover, her ex boyfriend Max, couple Nina and Abe, and psychic Megan. Much like the 1 year anniversary of this film's release, Clover's sister Mel left a year ago after their mother died, and then Mel went missing. She had been sending video messages to Clover, but those stopped, so the group drive around and check out places that Mel visited. The last location is a gas station. Clover goes inside the store to get some coffee. The gas station attendant immediately reminded me of Robert De Niro in Angel Heart. Clover shows him a picture of Mel and asks if he recognizes her. He says that she looks like Clover and asks if Mel's gone missing. Clover gets scared and says, "I didn't say that," which made me laugh. Like, people don't just say, "Hey, does the person in this picture look familiar? She's back home. I was just asking." It's pretty easy to deduce why Clover asked. You don't need to try to make this into a scary moment. Until Dawn. He then tells her that people go missing in Glore Valley, so they all head there. They hit a really bad thunderstorm, and visibility isn't great when they're driving. Suddenly, the rain stops when they get to a welcome center. And that's a really cool shot from the inside of the car looking out through the windshield. They park and get out and investigate the phenomenon. It just flat out doesn't rain on that area, just all around it. Basically, it's like they're in a really small eye of the storm, but it's stationary. They can even walk to the edge and stick out their hand into the rain coming down. Abe doesn't want to drive in that anymore, so they enter the building. No one's inside and it looks abandoned. The calendar says it's 1998, and there's an hourglass, a bunch of missing person posters, and a guest sign-in book where everyone who signed their name signed multiple times in a row, and they become increasingly harder to read and get illegible by the end. That's super scary. Mel has a missing poster and has signed in. Things keep getting weirder after it gets dark. The hourglass turned over on its own and started. They look outside and see that someone has taken the car and has moved it and is inside with it running and the lights on. There's a killer running around that reminded me of the killer from the movie Dark Ride, which I reviewed a couple years ago. Within a few minutes, all five characters are dead. And then the hourglass runs out and turns back over. And the night resets while everyone comes back to life with their memories of what happened. They have to piece together what's going on and survive the night. There's a joke in the movie itself where someone says the situation of them repeating the same thing over and over again is just like that movie. Of course, they're implying that it's Groundhog Day. Another character says that there are multiple movies like that. When the light starts flickering, they say it's not like the movies. There are other significant changes, like there's now a house across from the Welcome Center. Unlike Groundhog Day, where things are the same every day and change based on the main character's actions, here in Until Dawn, a lot of things are different every time. It's not just the same masked killer coming after them over and over again. They can't control what happens. It feels a little disjointed at first, but it won me over pretty quickly. It's just a series of fun horror set pieces, and they cram a bunch of ideas into this. It's 100 minutes long, and it doesn't waste a lot of time getting started with the horror. One of the things I liked is the room that has a bunch of mannequin head busts that go down to the shoulders, and each one has its own metal stand to hold them up pretty high. They all have a different mask on them, And I was just thinking that there has to be a more efficient way to have those that takes up less space. It's like, here's my mask room. It holds 6. I like the characters, and they have some fun exchanges. If I have one complaint, it's that they could tone down the cursing a little bit. Like, maybe 20%. Because it felt forced a few times when it was used in rapid succession. Space it out a little more. There are some stylish visual touches with the camera work, but nothing too amazing. There's some good suspense, like when they're investigating the place in the dark with their phone's lights, or when they're hiding from the killer and trying to be quiet. And there are a couple decent jump scares. There's a lot of blood and gore. I wouldn't call it scary, but that's fine because it's trying to be entertaining more than terrifying. If I have one more complaint, I don't think the explanation for why things are happening is that satisfying. Despite it being important to the movie's story, I don't think it really hurts the film that much overall, since I like everything else about the scenario surrounding it. This is a very enjoyable little movie, and I had a blast watching it. It has a sense of humor about itself, as well as fun horror scenes and character interactions. I'm giving Until Dawn a 7 out of 10, and I'd say it's on par with the director's other horror outings, Lights Out and Annabelle Creation. Thank you for watching, and take care.